Low reward in the sense that you're the champion, you got the resume, you're the A side in the name. Why Brian Norman?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really the champion. He's the champion on paper. So right now he's a champion, and it's just, you know, he's the best guy at 147. And you guys know that's the type of fighter I am. I want to fight the best fighters in the world. The guys who y'all think are something, I want to prove that I'm better. And so that's all it is. You know, it's a guy at the weight class that I'm going up to. So I'm taking on the toughest task that they say is, and I'm gonna show the world.
Brian Norman Jr. is looking to punish Devin Haney going into this fight, this upcoming November.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
Devin Haney appears to be already in preparation going into this thing. Brian Norman Jr. appears to be on some sort of vacation.
In this timeline, Haney gets slept. I mean, he got to go to sleep every night, so he might as well go to sleep that night. But it's about that time I seen him up out the game, because dude a little weirdo. I don't like what he got going on. Make sure you make Bill throw in the towel. That's the goal. I don't want a little KO. I want the boys to quit. I want to take that boy's soul.
And I think a lot of boxing fans, most notably the people who was not in favor of Devin the Dream Haney, would appreciate Brian Norman Jr.'s words of stopping and punishing Devin the Dream Haney. Why? Well, because Devin Haney seems to be one of the most hated fighters in the sport of boxing. But is Brian Norman Jr. underestimating Devin the Dream Haney? Is boxing fans underestimating Devin the Dream Haney, who a lot of people seem to believe that Brian Norman Jr. should win this fight pretty easily, considering how Devin Haney looked in his last two outings. His spirited but unfortunate efforts against Ryan Garcia, which ended in a positive drug test from the hands of Ryan Garcia, and then the lackluster performance against Jose Ramirez, in which a fight he really won easily, but it wasn't the most exciting performance from Devin the Dream Haney. A lot of boxing fans felt that he was avoiding the action in that fight, and now going to a fight with a puncher like Brian Norman Jr., people would assume the same, that he's going to be avoiding the action. Then in comes the video of Devin Haney preparing for the fight. He's on the track field.
See how he's down there?
Pop. Ping off of it. Ping off of it. Faster. Come on. Oh!
A lot of boxing fans, boxers, former boxers included, had some things to say about it. Guys like Antonio Tarver said, well, if it's not boxing, then keep it away from me, right? If it's not anything boxing, keep it away from me. What are you doing? You're supposed to be preparing for a fight. You over here doing stuff on the track. So, you know, a lot of guys don't seem to understand that. But whatever the case, people seem to believe that Devin Haney is going to be getting his track shoes ready for this upcoming fight with Brian Stormin' Norman Jr. But will Stormin' Norman be able to stop Devin Haney if he decides to put on his quote-unquote track shoes in this fight? Devin Haney has a good jab, a lot of speed, and Devin Haney, you know, he tends to kind of dictate the pace of a lot of his fights. Will he be able to do so against Brian Norman Jr., who we have seen get dropped before in a fight? But whatever the case, this fight should be a good one. Brian Norman Jr., this fight is going down in November.
I see it. I do see it.
But for boxing fans, Devin Haney, still arguably one of the most hated young fighters in the sport of boxing. In my opinion, Devin Haney is doing what we really wanted fighters to do for years, right? Long before, you know, Turk Al-Sheikh came on the scene, boxing fans were begging for fighters to kind of move how Devin Haney's been moving. And that's fighting all the best fighters, collecting all the belts, and trying to prove that he's great in the sport. But Devin Haney, for whatever reason, receives a lot of hate. Will that change after a win over a young champion, the youngest champion in the sport of boxing, who's coming off arguably the biggest and best performance of his career? and Brian Norman Jr. Will it change then? Only time will tell. But tell me what you guys think. Devin Haney seems to already be in preparation for his fight with Stormin' Brian Norman. And Brian Stormin' Norman says he's looking to stop and end Devin Haney once and for all. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.